10 Geopolitical Gold Market Tips. 1. Monitor global conflicts and tensions. Political instability, wars, or trade disputes often drive gold prices up as investors seek safe haven assets. Stay updated on geopolitical hotspots. 2. Watch central bank policies. Central banks often hold gold reserves. Monetary policies, especially interest rate changes and quantitative easing, directly impact gold prices. 10 Geopolitical Gold Market Tips. 3. Understand currency movements. Gold is priced in US dollars, so a weaker dollar typically boosts gold demand. Keep an eye on major currencies like the euro, yen, and yuan for correlations. 4. Follow key gold-producing countries. Events in gold-rich nations like China, Russia, South Africa, and Australia, such as labor strikes or policy changes, can impact supply and prices. 10 Geopolitical Gold Market Tips. 5. Study inflation trends. Gold is often seen as a hedge against inflation. Rising inflation, especially in leading economies, tends to increase gold's appeal. 6. Pay attention to trade wars and tariffs. Disruptions in global trade, like US-China tariff disputes, can lead to economic uncertainty, prompting higher gold investments. 10 Geopolitical Gold Market Tips. 7. Track gold demand in emerging markets. India and China are significant gold consumers, especially during festive and wedding seasons. Geopolitical changes affecting their economies impact global demand. 8. Evaluate global economic growth. Economic slowdowns or recessions usually boost gold prices. Weak growth in major economies can indicate higher demand for gold as a risk hedge. 10 Geopolitical Gold Market Tips. 9. Assess the impact of sanctions and export controls. Restrictions on countries like Russia, a major gold producer, can affect global supply dynamics, influencing prices. 10. Diversify within gold investments. Consider a mix of physical gold, ETFs, mining stocks, and futures to hedge against specific geopolitical risks while maximizing returns. Diversification reduces vulnerability to regional instabilities. By staying informed and adaptive, you can navigate the complexities of geopolitical gold markets more effectively. The influence of geopolitics on gold markets. The gold market has long been recognized as a barometer of geopolitical tensions and economic uncertainties. As a tangible asset with intrinsic value, gold often serves as a safe haven investment during periods of instability. This analysis explores how geopolitical factors influence gold prices, focusing on key mechanisms, historical examples, and future trends. 1. Key mechanisms of geopolitical influence. Safe haven demand. Gold's status as a refuge during crises causes its demand to surge when geopolitical risks rise. Investors often flock to gold to hedge against currency volatility, inflation, or potential market crashes. Currency dynamics. Geopolitical events can weaken major currencies, especially the US dollar, which is inversely related to gold prices. For example, during prolonged tensions, central banks may increase gold reserves as a hedge against declining currency value. 1. Key mechanisms of geopolitical influence. Supply chain disruptions. Mining and transport disruptions in politically unstable regions can restrict gold supply, driving up prices. Central bank policies. Geopolitical uncertainties can lead central banks to stockpile gold, affecting global demand and price dynamics. Historical examples of geopolitical impact. 1970s oil crisis. The Middle East tensions and the resulting energy crisis saw a sharp increase in gold prices as inflation soared. 2008 global financial crisis. While primarily an economic event, the interconnected geopolitical risks contributed to a significant rise in gold prices, as investors sought safe assets. Russia-Ukraine conflict, 2022. The invasion triggered gold prices to climb as investors hedged against potential economic fallout, sanctions, and energy market disruptions. 3. Contemporary trends and challenges. US-China relations. Trade tensions, technology competition, and potential conflicts over Taiwan are influencing gold's role as a strategic reserve for many nations. De-dollarization efforts. Geopolitical alliances seeking to reduce reliance on the US dollar, such as BRICS nations, have led to increased gold purchases by central banks. Climate policies and mining. Political focus on environmental sustainability could limit gold mining in certain regions, affecting long-term supply. 4. Future outlook. Shifting power dynamics. As multipolarity grows, with emerging powers challenging established ones, gold will likely remain pivotal in mitigating geopolitical risks. Technological impact. The rise of digital currencies and blockchain technology could alter the dynamics of gold as a reserve asset, but its geopolitical significance is expected to endure. Conflict zones. Persistent instability in resource-rich regions, such as Africa or the Arctic, could lead to periodic spikes in gold prices. Geopolitical summary. Gold markets are intricately tied to the global geopolitical landscape. As the world faces increasing uncertainties, gold's role as a stabilizing asset is likely to strengthen. Investors and policymakers should closely monitor geopolitical developments to anticipate gold price movements and strategically allocate resources. 10 geopolitical facts that highlight the complexities of global politics, economics, and international relations. 1. United Nations membership. The United Nations has 193 member states, with its headquarters in New York City, serving as a central platform for international diplomacy. 2. China's economic influence. China is the second largest economy in the world and is a major driver of global trade, especially through its Belt and Road Initiative, which seeks to improve infrastructure and trade connectivity across Asia, Africa, and Europe. Geopolitical facts. 3. U.S. military presence. The United States maintains approximately 750 military bases in over 80 countries, underscoring its global strategic reach. 4. Russia and energy exports. Russia is one of the world's largest exporters of natural gas and oil, particularly to Europe, making its energy policies a critical factor in global geopolitics. Geopolitical facts. 5. European Union integration. The European Union, EU, is a unique political and economic union of 27 member countries, characterized by free movement of goods, people, and capital, with the Eurozone using a common currency, the euro. 6. Arctic competition. Melting Arctic ice has intensified competition among nations, including the US, Russia, Canada, and Scandinavian countries, for access to untapped natural resources and new shipping routes. Geopolitical facts. 7. India's strategic role. India is the world's most populous country as of 2023 and a key geopolitical player due to its economic growth, nuclear capabilities, and strategic location in South Asia. 8. Middle East and oil. The Middle East remains a focal point of global geopolitics, with countries like Saudi Arabia and Iran playing pivotal roles due to their vast oil reserves and influence in OPEC, Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries. Geopolitical facts. 9. Africa's demographic boom. Africa is experiencing a demographic surge, with a rapidly growing population projected to double by 2050, creating both opportunities and challenges for development and global influence. 10. South China Sea disputes. The South China Sea is a hotbed of geopolitical tension, with China, Vietnam, the Philippines, and other nations disputing territorial claims over strategically significant waterways and potential energy resources. Geopolitical pros and cons. Geopolitical dynamics are shaped by the interplay of geography, economics, politics, and power relations between nations and regions. Evaluating the pros and cons of geopolitics depends on specific contexts, but here's a general overview of the key aspects. Pros of geopolitical influence and engagement. 1. Economic opportunities. Nations with favorable geographic positions, e.g., trade routes, access to resources, can capitalize on trade, tourism, and investment. Geopolitical alliances, e.g., NATO, ASEAN, often lead to economic partnerships and trade benefits. Pros of geopolitical influence and engagement. 2. Cultural exchange and soft power. Geopolitical engagement fosters cultural exchange, promoting global understanding and diplomacy. Nations can project influence globally through soft power, e.g., culture, technology, innovation. Pros of geopolitical influence and engagement. 3. Cultural exchange and soft power. Geopolitical engagement fosters cultural exchange, promoting global understanding and diplomacy. Nations can project influence globally through soft power, e.g., culture, technology, innovation. Pros of geopolitical influence and engagement. 4. Technological and infrastructure development. Strategic competition drives advancements in technology and infrastructure development, e.g., space exploration, renewable energy. Global initiatives, e.g., China's Belt and Road Initiative, connect regions and stimulate economic growth. 5. Global governance and problem solving. Collaborative geopolitical efforts address global challenges like climate change, pandemics, and terrorism. International organizations provide platforms for conflict resolution and cooperation. Cons of geopolitical tensions and rivalries. 1. Conflicts and instability. Geopolitical competition often leads to wars, proxy conflicts, and regional instability, e.g., Middle East conflicts. Border disputes and resource competition, e.g., water, oil, exacerbate tensions. 2. Economic disruption. Trade wars, sanctions, and embargoes harm global markets and disrupt supply chains. Economic dependencies can become vulnerabilities during conflicts. Cons of geopolitical tensions and rivalries. 3. Environmental consequences. Exploitation of natural resources for geopolitical gain damages ecosystems, e.g., deforestation, Arctic drilling. Military activities and industrialization associated with geopolitical strategies often contribute to pollution. 4. Inequality and exploitation. Smaller or less powerful nations often bear the brunt of exploitation by major powers. Geopolitical divides can widen inequalities between nations and within regions. Cons of geopolitical tensions and rivalries. 5. Impact on human rights and sovereignty. Geopolitical agendas can undermine human rights or democratic principles, e.g., support for authoritarian regimes for strategic purposes. Foreign interventions often compromise national sovereignty. 6. Nuclear proliferation and arms races. Geopolitical rivalries can lead to arms races and the spread of nuclear weapons, increasing global security risks. Military spending diverts resources from development priorities. Balancing act. Geopolitical interactions are both necessary and fraught with challenges. The goal for nations is to maximize opportunities through cooperation and diplomacy while minimizing risks and conflicts through multilateralism and sustainable practices. Subscribe, like, hit that notification bell for more information. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and share it with your money friends and associates. Don't forget to subscribe, like, hit that notification bell for more information on money every day, week, month, and year. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the current information. Thank you for watching.